now time for our speaker. Please give your kind attention to Reverend Jacquelyn Randall. Jackie?
Good morning.
Good morning.
And how are all of you today?
Wonderful.
Nobody's wet? Okay. I say good morning to you and I say welcome. I say all of those things, and yet it's rare that I am at a loss for words myself. And when Spirit doesn't always give me what I need when I get up here, then it's even weirder. Today, being just before Memorial Day, I had lots of thoughts. I went back to my childhood. I even come up a little bit in my adult world to look at Memorial Day and what it truly means to each and every one of us and how much we should appreciate it. I remember as a child always looking at Memorial Day as Decoration Day, never understanding why everybody went to the cemeteries and put flowers on the graves and all that stuff. But now I kind of understand a lot better. It is said that you will understand it better by and by. All that means is that as you live, as you observe, and as you take note, everything that was confusing to you, everything that you did not have understanding for, will be given to you. You will understand it better by and by. Today is a day, or Decoration Day, I should say, is a day when we want to honor those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for us. And yet, we got to understand that the ultimate sacrifice didn't necessarily come for all of those that we honor on this day at the time of battle, but it may have come a little later. Nonetheless, they provided hope for us through their efforts in the wartime. Yesterday, I kind of was in passing, listening a little bit, and there are these two gentlemen who are looking to list all of the people who were in the war at a certain time, and in New York specifically. And I thought it was interesting because as they went through the cemetery, the first guy found 250 people from the Civil War, I'll say. So the next guy says, well, you know, you got 250, we can do better than that. We can find 250 more. Well, now they're up to over 5,000 that from the earlier days to just World War I. It's interesting only because these were not forgotten soldiers, warriors, fighters. They were only forgotten in our history books and in places where we don't learn about them. But their families sometimes remembered them if they had relatives who still survived. So honoring those people, giving them a place in our hearts, first of all, because it's hard to give up all that you know for someone else unless you're truly committed. Memorial Day is a day of remembrance. So honor, remembrance. Then we shed the tears. But they aren't always tears of sadness. They're tears too of joy. Yes, we lost our loved one. Yes, we lost generations upon generations. But the thing that makes it more realistic and more daunting, if you will, is to just see the freedoms, the opportunities that we have today because of those people. I call them those people, but you and I know that they are the backbone of what built America. The soldiers, the warriors, regardless of what branch of service they were in, Marine, Air Force, Army, or Navy, or merchant seamen, it didn't matter. They were committed to making this place where we live a better place, making it one where we can move freely and have our, quote, democracy, unquote, on display. Of course, right now, it's a far cry from seeing some of those things undamaged. But we're working on it. When I say we are working on it, we have to be a part of the action. You're here in church this morning. You're here not because you have to be, but because you want to be. And again, when I say we are working on it, we look around and we have a reflection of what's going on in the universe. What do we do with that reflection? Do we try to make it a better picture, or do we just live with it as is? And I'm not being political in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I just know that what I'm seeing reflected from outside of our cocoon here is not what we like. We like love. We like inclusion. We like respect, truthfulness, and transparency. All of those things are important. But most of all, we like gratitude. Gratitude for every person who lay down their sword, their rifle, their whatever, to pick up the armor of love and share it with the universe. Again, in passing, because I never really sit down and watch a movie or anything, but I do listen as I walk from room to room or whatever. This morning, I think it was, the man who wrote Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head, B.J. Thomas, thank you. Yes, B.J. Thomas transitioned. But what captured my attention was the part that says, because I'm crying, doesn't mean my eyes are going to turn red. It doesn't mean that your eyes have to turn red in honoring, in loving, in remembering your loved ones. This morning, as I sat there thinking about some of the things I wanted to speak of, I thought about the gentleman who used to come and said, I only know him from the old church, but I knew he used to wear his uniform frequently, and he sat like 2 rows from the front. I always remembered him. And this morning, the gentleman, I am appreciative of them. But even as I go back further, I am even appreciative of my relatives. Sometimes you can call me a little silly. Sometimes you can call me a little out of my head. The one thing that I thought of today was that Gold families, they give up their children at the height of a war. They lose them during battle. But you know, they are more than gold because they shine much farther and much brighter. But when we put everybody on the playing field, we're all there to do the same thing. to make life better for each other. To understand that what we are looking for is a celebration. We're looking for celebration not for all these different things, but we want to highlight the lives that these people lived. That some of them went off to war at 14 and 15, lying to their families, saying, oh, I'm going over here. But they get to there and to sign in, and the guy says, how old are you? And they say, oh, I'm 18, or whatever. And without proof sometimes, good proof, they were inducted into the armed services. We need to remember that as spiritualists, we're inducted into a service too. A service of helping people to understand that their loved ones are not lost to them, but that they are just beyond the veil. Whether they were in war, whether or not they were in war, it makes no difference. They're just beyond the veil. And all we have to do is be mindful that we can say, hello, how are you? And they can respond to us. If we are paying attention, if we are observing, if we are remembering properly, if we are honoring the way that we should honor, and if we offer gratitude to them, a lot can be said for what's on the other side and what we can do to keep them coming forth to us. Yes, we have to honor each other in order to honor infinite intelligence. Again, when we look at those who have given all, I like the Vietnam, usually it's posted on Vietnam headstones for whatever, honor stones. Some gave, they talk about how much one gives. Some gave some gave all. And when they gave all, everything. How many of you can say that you've given your all, thanking and offering gratitude for the pleasures and the privileges that you have today to those who have given their lives, their livelihoods, who have given up their families for each and every one of us? We all need to be on the mark. We all need to be giving that gratitude. We all need to make Decoration Day not just a day for walking over and putting a flag at a headstone, not just walking over putting flowers on there. Yes, everybody makes sacrifices. But like I said, when I was little, all I could remember is everybody going, putting flowers on the cemetery. It wasn't that those people too didn't deserve, but there were those who deserved just a smidgen more. Sacrifice is sacrifice, but when you give your all in all, then the sacrifice is greater. Remember, right now as we're in this pandemic, look at all the people that gave their lives to bring us to where we are now. They are honored today. Yes, we shed the tears, but our eyes don't have to be red for the length of time that we cry. I am so sure, so very sure, that when I stop and look at a mother who lost her child, her heart sheds tears every day, but you never see her red eyes. And her words are always words of encouragement. Do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. Be strong, stand up. Don't let your light dim. Your light must shine bright for those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for today and for yesterday, but most of all for tomorrow. We have a generation that's coming along. That generation doesn't know what it is to think about the next person. They don't even know what it is to think about themselves. We have got to get them in the mix. Just like I said to you, in order to get to, you got to be a part of everything that goes on. You've got to be there in order to make that difference. Willie Geist always says, a life well lived. Are you living your life well? Have you lived it well? Don't you know someone who lived their life well? Decorate. Sprinkle a little glitter on them. Let them know that you love them before they go to the transitional world. Be yourself. But watch that reflection, because that reflection is truly, truly nasty. We don't see things the way that people in war see them. They know bullets are coming at them. They know that there are foxholes and other things filled with bombs and whatever else out there. But in today's society, it's all about violence. Who's got the gun? How many rounds of ammunition are we going to fire off? Why are we doing it to each other? Is it because of our color? Is it because of our sexual preference? Is it because I just feel like doing it today and you don't have anything to say about it? Is it truly exercising your democracy? No. And again, I'm not political. I just want you to love one another as you love yourself and treat each other in that manner, realizing that there are so many people who give of themselves, and they give that ultimate sacrifice, not necessarily on the battlefield, but today we are talking battlefield. How many of you have heard of donut lassies? Donut boys? What do you call them? Oh, good. See, you're paying attention. Did you know that donuts didn't come into existence till 1917? When the young ladies took them, made them for the soldiers of World War I. You can do a lot. A little donut, you know, I call it donut, but that's what we know them as today. And you have to look at those things. And I know I'm rambling to a degree, but I still want you to understand that we have to honor each other. We can't stand back. We have to create an ambiance of love, a characteristic within our area that is truly relaxing, that's loving, that's kind, but most of all safe. Protecting your rights as you need them and you deserve them to be. Give honor to all of those who have served us and who continue to serve us as EMTs, as police officers, as first responders, period. Give honor to them, because that's what today is all about, or tomorrow. Yes, it started out with just the servicemen, but it has spread so much farther. Love does not stay in one place. It's like tentacles. It reaches out, and wherever it reaches out, it grows more little tentacles. So just reach out and love someone as you love yourself. Let that be a memorial. Let that be the honor that you give to someone that you know or have known who passed away. And maybe someone you did know, but just want to thank them for giving their life and you're having the opportunity to do whatever. Shed your tears, but I always let them be tears of joy, because life could be worse. But you have a lot to live for. You have hope on your side. You're like that little green caterpillar. It's always the book of hope. It's the thing of hope. And I leave you with lots of love this morning. Gratitude from my heart for all of those who have ever served and who have given them their lives for us to be able to advance, progress in this world in which we live today, regardless of whether it was through war or through technology, from A to Z. I thank them. I thank you for listening. Have a great day.